All right, welcome back, everyone, and bear down. I found it interesting, if those who don't look up the definition of things, the actual definition of bear down is one, to move directly towards someone or something in a purposeful or intimidating manner, and two, take strict measures to deal with something. I thought that was important today as we talk about this subject. And I'm going to say, I don't have anything against Caleb Williams. I've made it very clear, I don't see him as good as Justin Fields. And that's going to be the topic today. Both of these guys are highly graded quarterbacks. I had no intention to go deeper into this, but I have all this stuff lined up to try to get ready for the Reese's Bowl. I've got so many videos I want to get ready for each different position. I'm going to try to put all those out next week, along with doing mock drafts and still analyzing the Bears team. There's a lot I want to get to on here. But I feel like this has to be addressed because it's such a polarizing topic right now. So hopefully I'm going to address it in this one. We can lay it to rest. And soon, very soon, within the next month and a half, Ryan Poles will let us know that Justin Fields is the quarterback moving forward, which he already basically has. So let's get into what I want to talk about with both of these guys, because it's very clear when you actually take the time to look it over what the Bears have as far as the decision in front of them. I put this on another one of my videos. This is the pre-draft breakdown for Justin Fields. This is the pre-draft breakdown for Caleb Williams. Here they are side by side. I don't want to spend a bunch of time individually on them because here it is side by side. It's not that hard to look at this stuff. The things in the top right that are in red are a concern. Those aren't by me. This is from Draft Buzz, okay? And Draft Buzz is not the end-all be-all. But it is a very good place to get basic information that you can put together for these guys, for every draft prospect. Caleb Williams, height 6'1", possibly even shorter than 6'1", weight 215. Justin Fields, 6'3", verified, weight 228. Okay, that's NFL quarterback. Caleb Williams is also an NFL quarterback. He's going to be an NFL quarterback. Overall rating, Justin Fields, 92.1. Caleb Williams, 93.5. The defenses they played against were very similar, 75% compared to 77%. Justin Fields' release speed, 78, Caleb Williams, 73. Passing grades are the next three down. Rushing and scrambling, Caleb Williams actually graded out higher at that point in college. There's a point to take. These things can change. Justin Fields was forced in the NFL to have to change, and his rushing and scrambling has become the elite of the elite in the NFL. All right. Here's another thing I want to show. This is their last 2 years in college. That 2022 year, the very top of these, is Caleb Williams as a Heisman Trophy winner. Okay? With USC, completion percent of 66.5, PFF grade of 91.8. His touchdown to interception ratio was 8.4. Justin Fields, the same equivalent year in their college careers in 2019. Justin Fields, a higher completion percentage. About exactly equal PFF grade, touchdown to interception ratio that was significantly better. Their senior years, Justin Fields is a very small sample size because that was the COVID year. They only played 7 games at Ohio State. 69.9% completion rate, PFF grade of 93.5, touchdown to interception ratio of 3.7, which is not phenomenal. So he had a rougher year in the COVID year. There was a lot happening that year. But this just shows, if you guys are all saying that Caleb Williams is this phenomenal, he's a generational talent, I'm telling you right now, the same thing was being said about Justin Fields in 2020. The exact same thing. The thing is, these two are so similar. What you're not taking into consideration is the team the Bears are on. Let's look at Justin Fields in his basically bowl game, in his Super Bowl of college. Went 22 of 28, 385 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Oh, wait, Caleb Williams didn't play in his, and Miller Moss came in and played better than Caleb did all year. All right, I'm not trying to put down Caleb Williams. The reality is Justin Fields played at a more elite level in college than Caleb Williams did. And then you see things like this. This is stuff that you find very easily, guys. On-field football, you're hearing more about Caleb Williams now that is concerning teams in how much he's operating in sort of an unscripted manner on offense. He's running around. His feet aren't always set the way they should be. They're a Johnny Manziel-esque quality to it when he was at A&M. Where Johnny, a lot of times, it took like the offense was just Johnny trying to make a play when something big happened. Make something big happen. I think teams are starting to see some of that with Caleb Williams, especially in this last season, and they're going to nitpick at that. All right, the one at the bottom. However, context is also matters. One of the biggest reasons Williams had to make so many plays on his last season was either due to bad play call. Who does that sound like? The collapse of the Trojans' offensive line. Or just great execution by the defense. One way to highlight that, per Pro Football Focus, USC's offensive line ranked 124th in pass blocking efficiency. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. The Trojans were one of just 6 Pac-12 teams to allow 100-plus pressures during the regular season, and one of only 3 to reach that mark on fewer than 500 dropbacks. All right, here's the Bears on the other video. This is the exact cutout from it. Look at the Bears' offensive interior. Look at that. You can't make this stuff up. All right, then you get this. Whoa. Caleb Williams versus non-top 25 teams. 23 starts, 70% completion, passing yards a game, touchdowns, interception. Versus top 25. 51% completion, 172 pass yards a game, 6 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. I want all those Fields haters to come out and defend this one right here. Caleb Williams will struggle in the exact same offense that Justin Fields has been forced in. Justin Fields did not get to choose all the positions and pieces that were put around him. He did not choose to be handicapped. But what you have seen is Justin Fields elevate his game in those situations, go off and create 70-yard touchdown runs, scramble and still make plays, sidearm throws, make plays out of nowhere to the middle of the field. He can pass on the sidelines on a dime. He can pass across the middle on a dime. He can pass to the back of the end zone over some of the most elite defenders in the league and drop it as a dime into DJ Moore's bucket. There's nothing that I haven't seen Justin Fields do that I have seen Caleb Williams do at the college level. Justin Fields, if you watch highlight reels, is the most elite dynamic player in the National Football League. What you do have is a problem. Let's come back to this one. With this. Look at the fourth line over hurried percentage. Look how much worse of a year Geno Smith had this year compared to last year. 12.6% hurried rate. One out of every 8 plays. Justin Fields, 11.9. Those were the worst 2 in the league. And look at their line rank at the far right. 27 and 24. Are they having a shot? I mean, really. And both of them took their teams dang near to the playoffs. Now, C.J. Stroud, a lot less. I'm putting these guys up here because they're being compared by different people. 14th ranked line. Jordan Love, 8th. Lamar Jackson, 2nd. Look at what Lamar Jackson has been able to do with a very similar play style to Justin Fields with a 2nd-ranked line and being hurried once out of every 20 to 25 plays compared to once out of every 8 with Justin Fields. Yeah, tell me that's the same scenario. Tell me that we're comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. No, we're comparing apples to oranges. And we're crucifying Justin Fields for the same thing that Caleb Williams is having issues with in college, but he's shorter. He's not grading out as well on all the metrics. Everything about Caleb Williams is Justin Fields at a less elite level. I mean, there's nothing about Caleb Williams that excites me and says, oh yeah, let's take him and let's pass up on Marvin Harrison Jr., who could be the most electric and dynamic wide receiver since Calvin Johnson. Let's go ahead and pass up on that opportunity and hamper Caleb Williams with the exact same issues that Justin Fields has been dealing with. Don't give me the salary cap narrative because look at that, 2024, $3 million yearly cash. Look over on the right. 2025, even if we extend him on a 5th-year option, it's only $22 million, guys. We're not in salary cap hell like we were in Ryan Pace time. None of this stuff makes sense that these Fields haters are pushing these narratives out because they're not even comparing apples and apples. They're comparing apples and pineapples. I'm telling you right now, you don't take the number 1 overall pick on a guy like this that has these possible concerns and flaws and is a version of the quarterback you have now, and you're excusing all the issues that quarterback has had to deal with. If you're Washington or Atlanta or a different situation, absolutely. And that's why you hear the same rumors that they want Justin Fields, because they see what Justin Fields is. It's not Justin Fields that caused the issues in Chicago. It's the other issues around it. The line that hasn't been built up, the wide receiver room that has two wide receivers or tight ends, Cole Kmet and DJ Moore, that don't have a 10% drop percentage and have a PFF grade over 60, a minimal rating. I mean, guys, this is a heated topic for me because I just don't get it. But what I do take comfort in, Ryan Poles does get it. Ryan Poles understands. And that's why he sat up there in the press conference and said, with his body language and all, it would take a lot for him to come off of Justin Fields. It would take a lot for him to move the direction of this team, because the definition of bear down is to move directly towards someone or something in a purposeful or intimidating manner and to take strict measures to deal with something. This guy's not a clown. Ryan Poles is the GM that we have needed in Chicago. He's not a clown that's going to rotate and hit the spin cycle and rinse and repeat, bringing in new quarterbacks and rinsing them through the same issues with no first or second rounders on the offensive and defensive line. He's going to correct that. This year, there's going to be a wide receiver that we finally have in the first round. We haven't had one since Alshon Jeffrey. We haven't had, Alshon Jeffrey was a second rounder. We haven't had one since Kevin White, guys. And Kevin White had injury things that caused him not to be able to hit any potential that he could have had. We haven't had a first rounder. The only ones we have are guys that we bring in on trades like DJ Moore. We're finally going to have one. We're finally going to have a defensive line with 2 first rounders. One by bringing Montez Sweat in, the other one by getting Liatu Latu. Those 2 alone would bring the pressure and allow Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens and Andrew Billings to continue to bring that plug in the middle and break through. The Montez Sweat effect is real. Watch my defensive end video from earlier, just barely today. Guys, there is a clear path the Bears are on. I see it. The Bears see it. Those who really study this team and know the analytics in and out see it. So this is a little more of a heated one. I don't hate Caleb Williams. I don't think he's a horrible prospect. I think he will do better than Bryce Young. I think he has everything in him to achieve great things. But what I am is realistic about what Justin Fields has done, what he can do, and the caliber of athlete that he is both on the ground and with his arm. I've watched it. I've witnessed it. I know Caleb Williams can do similar things, but when Caleb Williams grades out lower on every single metric other than he has a Heisman trophy, Justin Fields' year that Caleb won the Heisman had an even better year than him. When you measure those things out, when you look at those things, when you see that we already have a higher version of Caleb Williams, why in the hell would we give up on him? There's a reason the team all has his back, and it's not just because he's a popular guy. They see what he does. They see that he's the first guy in and the last guy out. They see that he knows his football intelligence and that this game is his entire life. They see that he is all about making the Bears a Super Bowl team. Justin Fields is him. I'm telling you that right now. We will win Super Bowls with him. We could with Caleb Williams. I have no doubt that we could. But I really do passionately feel in my mind and in my heart that Justin Fields will take us to multiple Super Bowls. And with that, let's take strict measures to deal with it and bear down.